Welcome back to Earthy Remedy. I'm Samnang, and today we're doing something deeply practical and, honestly, a little tender: kitchen-forward care for your cycle. I'll start with a quick story: the ginger infusion that surprised me and made a long day feel manageable. It's about 10 seconds of quick relief, but it changed the way I approach period care. Listen to your body. Trust the earth. Feel the difference.
And I'm Fiona. We promise an evidence-aware episode: what helps, what doesn't, and when to see a clinician. We'll also walk you through 2 recipes you can make at home, and we'll be very clear about red flags, signs that need medical attention. The research shows that combining food-first strategies with good clinical follow-up gives people the best outcomes.
Quick teaser: in about 20 minutes, we'll cook an iron support braised lentil and beet bowl, and later a warming ginger sage infusion with a magnesium-date bite. Both are designed to be gentle, nourishing, and available to most kitchens. If you're cooking along, make sure you've got your notes ready. We'll read ingredient lists slowly when we hit the recipes.
Before we jump in, safety framing up front. These recipes and herbs are supportive adjuncts, not substitutes for medical evaluation. If you're soaking through more than 1 pad or tampon an hour, fainting, passing large clots frequently, or feeling severe, unrelenting pain, please seek urgent care. Those are red flags.
Cold open. Quick scene. Last winter, I had a day where cramps and fatigue hit hard. I made a strong ginger infusion, sat with it, and within an hour, the tightness eased enough that I could breathe and move. It wasn't a cure, it was relief, and it reminded me how small rituals can help. That's where this episode starts.
Reading your cycle. Let's break down the menstrual phases and the symptom patterns people commonly see. First, the follicular phase, after bleeding, is often when energy starts to return. Then, ovulation can bring a spike in libido or mid-cycle twinges. The luteal phase, in the 1 to 2 weeks before your period, is when many experience bloating, mood shifts, sleep changes, and cramps. Understanding timing helps you identify what's tickle for you and what's a change worth noting.
I like saying this: your cycle is a conversation with your body. Notice patterns. If cramps are a regular low hum, that's one thing. If they suddenly become blinding, that's another. It's helpful to track intensity, duration, and how it affects your day-to-day. One small step: jot 3 things each period: pain level, flow, and energy, and you'll build a useful map fast.
Red flags to watch for in this phase: soaking more than 1 pad or tampon per hour, dizziness or fainting, severe pain that doesn't respond to usual measures, or sudden changes in bleeding patterns. If you're experiencing heavy fatigue, plus pale skin and shortness of breath, ask your clinician about anemia and lab checks like a complete blood count and ferritin. That's important because iron deficiency anemia is common and treatable.
So, track the patterns, flag the red signs. Those are the big takeaways. Up next, a clinical deep dive into what tests to request and when imaging or referral is needed.
Segment 2. Clinical perspective. When someone reports heavy bleeding, we consider quantity and impact. Heavy menstrual bleeding might be defined as bleeding that interferes with physical, social, or emotional quality of life. Clinically, we ask how often you change protection, if you pass clots larger than a quarter, or if you need to wake overnight to change. Recommended labs: a complete blood count to assess hemoglobin and hematocrit, ferritin to check iron stores, and sometimes thyroid function tests. If pain is severe and unresponsive, especially if it's progressive or localized, pelvic ultrasound or referral to gynecology may be indicated.
And for listeners who feel nervous about asking, bring your notes, bring your tracking sheet. We'll share one in the show notes. And say, I've been tracking XYZ and I'm worried about heavy bleeding. That concrete data helps clinicians move faster toward the right tests.
Timing note: if you suspect anemia, ferritin under about 30 micrograms per liter often suggests low iron stores, though thresholds vary. If labs show deficiency, clinicians may recommend dietary changes plus oral iron or intravenous iron, depending on severity. We'll place clinician-reviewed citations in the notes so you can share them with your provider.
Bridge. Clinical findings shape safe home supports, meaning we can use kitchen remedies as gentle helpers while you pursue the right tests and treatments. Next, plant wisdom, with a strong emphasis on safety and clear dose ranges. Segment 3. Plant wisdom with safety. In my community practice, I often recommend low-risk herbs and food tactics for cramps, digestion, and calm. For cramp relief, ginger, fresh or dried, at about 250-500 milligrams of ginger extract twice daily, has research support, or 1 to 2 teaspoons of grated fresh ginger brewed into a tea 3 times daily. For calming and sleep support, chamomile or lavender tea, 1 cup before bed. For digestion and bloating, fennel seeds as a tea, about 1 teaspoon crushed, steeped in hot water. For iron support in food, lentils, beets, pumpkin seeds, and vitamin C-rich foods like lemon to boost absorption.
Important safety framing here. Certain herbs can interact with medications. Categories to be mindful of include CYP3A4 enzyme inducers or inhibitors, which can alter drug levels, herbs that potentiate anticoagulants like warfarin, and herbs that affect hormonal contraception via enzyme induction. For example, if you're on blood thinners, check with your clinician or pharmacist before adding herbs like high-dose ginger or others that may increase bleeding risk. If you're pregnant or trying to conceive, many herbs need careful review. We'll point listeners to pregnancy flags in the show notes.
Sourcing notes. Choose organic or well-sourced dried herbs when possible, and prefer fresh for ginger and garlic. If you have allergies, like to ragweed, be cautious with chamomile and other Asteraceae family herbs. For first-time users, start with a low dose. Make a small cup and wait a few hours to check for sensitivity. Bridge, short recap. Ginger for cramps, chamomile for calm, fennel for digestion, and food-forward iron sources. Now, grab your pots. We'll pause to list ingredients and equipment for the first recipe. Segment 4. Recipe Demo. Iron Support Braised Lentil and Beet Bowl. I'll read each ingredient slowly so you can jot them down. Ingredient list. 1 cup dry brown or green lentils, rinsed. 2 medium beets, peeled and diced, about 1 to 1.5 cups. 1 small onion, finely chopped. 2 cloves garlic, minced. 1 tablespoon olive oil. 1 teaspoon ground cumin. ½ teaspoon smoked paprika. 3 cups low-sodium vegetable broth or water. Juice of half a lemon for brightness. 1 cup chopped kale or spinach. Salt and black pepper to taste. Optional, 2 tablespoons pumpkin seeds for topping. For vegan iron boost, serve with a wedge of lemon and a sprinkle of chopped parsley.
A quick nutrition note while you prep. Lentils provide non-heme iron and protein. Beets add iron-supportive nutrients and folate. Pairing with vitamin C, that lemon juice, improves iron absorption. If you have low iron, dietary changes are helpful, but check labs first and follow your clinician's advice about supplementation and dosing.
Equipment. You'll need a medium pot with lid, a wooden spoon, a cutting board, and a knife. Step by step. Step 1. Heat 1 tablespoon olive oil over medium heat. Add the chopped onion and sauté until translucent, about 4 minutes. You'll smell the sweetness. Step 2. Add the garlic, cumin, and smoked paprika. Stir for 30 seconds until aromatic. Step 3. Add the diced beets and lentils, then pour in 3 cups broth or water. Bring to a gentle boil, then lower heat, cover, and simmer for 20-25 minutes until lentils are tender and beets are soft. Step 4. Stir in chopped kale or spinach in the last 2-3 minutes so it wilts. Step 5. Finish with lemon juice, salt, and pepper. Serve topped with pumpkin seeds. That's it. Simple and nourishing.
Substitutions and portion guidance. If you're gluten-free, this is naturally safe. If beets are unavailable, roast carrots for a similar sweet note, though iron content differs. For a higher iron density, add a side of sautéed spinach or a small portion of canned sardines if you eat fish. If you're prone to digestive sensitivity, reduce the portion size and increase slowly. Lentils can be soaked or rinsed well to reduce gas.
Storage. Refrigerate leftovers in an airtight container for up to 3 days. To reheat, warm gently on the stovetop with a splash of water. This makes about 2 generous portions. Each portion offers a meaningful food-based iron boost alongside vitamin C. Slow and steady. Start small and notice how you feel.
Bridge into recipe 2. If you'd like something quick for cramps and calm, our next demo is a warming ginger sage infusion and a magnesium-date bite. Both easy to make and great to carry with you.
Segment 5. Recipe Demo. Warming ginger sage infusion plus magnesium-date bite. Ingredient list for infusion. 2 cups water, 1 tablespoon fresh grated ginger or 1 teaspoon dried ginger, 5 fresh sage leaves or 1 teaspoon dried sage, a squeeze of lemon, and honey or maple syrup to taste. For the magnesium date bites, 6 pitted medjool dates, 2 tablespoons almond butter or sunflower seed butter for nut-free, 1 tablespoon chia seeds, a pinch of sea salt, and a 1/4 teaspoon magnesium powder if you choose to use a low-dose food-grade magnesium supplement. We recommend checking a clinician before adding supplements.
Infusion steps. Step 1. Pour 2 cups water into a small pot and bring to a gentle boil. Step 2. Add grated ginger and sage, then lower heat so it simmers uncovered for 5 minutes. You'll start to smell the warm, almost citrusy ginger and the herbaceous sage. Step 3. Remove from heat and let steep for 2 more minutes. Step 4. Strain into your mug, add a squeeze of lemon and honey to taste. Drink warm. Timing, sip slowly, breathing in the steam. It's part of the ritual.
Bite steps. In a small bowl, mash the pitted dates with the almond butter until sticky and combined. Stir in chia seeds, a pinch of sea salt, and if using, a small 1/4 teaspoon of magnesium powder. Roll into 6 small balls and chill for 10 minutes. These are easy to eat if you're feeling low energy and provide a little slow-release sugar, some healthy fats, and magnesium to help muscles relax. Store in the fridge for up to 5 days.
A short evidence and safety note on magnesium. Magnesium can help muscle relaxation and sleep in some people. If you're taking medications that affect magnesium excretion or have kidney disease, check with your clinician first. Also note that dried sage in culinary amounts is generally safe, but concentrated extracts or very high doses can have effects in pregnancy. Use culinary amounts or check the show notes for clinician-reviewed guidance.
Bridge. Quick recap before we close. Ginger infusion for cramps, chamomile for calm, iron-forward meals like the lentil and beet bowl, and small magnesium date bites for gentle muscle support. Up next, drug-herb interactions and pregnancy cautions, then our tracking plan.
Segment 6. Specific interaction and pregnancy cautions. Let's be explicit about categories. 1. CYP3A4 enzyme inducers or inhibitors. These can change how some hormonal contraceptives or other medications are metabolized. 2. Anticoagulant potentiation. Herbs like high-dose ginger or large amounts of garlic can increase bleeding risk in combination with warfarin or direct oral anticoagulants. 3. Pregnancy trying to conceive flags. Avoid certain concentrated herbal extracts and stick to culinary amounts of herbs unless cleared by a provider. The evidence varies by herb, so consult the clinician-reviewed citation list we put in the notes before combining herbs with prescriptions.
If you are pregnant or trying to conceive, talk to your clinician before trying new herbs or supplements. And if you're on blood thinners or complex medication regimens, a pharmacist is a great resource to check interactions quickly.
Segment 7. Practical tracking plan and when to seek help. We made a printable 7 to 14-day tracking template that's in the show notes. It includes fields for flow quantity, pain level, medication or remedies used, and impact on daily activities. Recommended labs to request if you're concerned: CBC with differential, ferritin, and thyroid-stimulating hormone as a start. Bring your tracking sheet to the appointment and say, "Here's my pattern. I'm requesting these tests." It makes the conversation actionable.
Reflection and encouragement. Small, consistent acts matter. Make the lentil bowl once this week, try the infusion when cramps start, and notice changes. Even small improvements in sleep or comfort are real. One small step consistently is more powerful than a dramatic overhaul you can't sustain. You've got this.
The bottom line is this: Use food and low-risk herbs as supportive tools. Track your symptoms and seek clinical evaluation for red flags like very heavy bleeding, severe unrelenting pain, or symptoms of anemia. We've given you the tools to have a more informed conversation with your clinician and recipes to support you in the meantime. The evidence supports a combined approach, food first plus appropriate medical care.
Try one of the recipes this week and tag @EarthyRemedy with a photo or a short voice note about how it went. We love hearing your versions and tweaks. Download the clinician-reviewed large print recipe PDF, the printable tracking template, and the citation list in the show notes. If this episode helped you, subscribe so we can bring more practical, gentle medicine to your kitchen.
Thanks for spending this time with us. Follow the show notes for substitutions, dosing ranges, and all the clinical references. Remember, the kitchen can be part of your care, and when things feel off, clinical care matters. The science shows combining both is the wisest path.
Listen to your body. Trust the earth. Feel the difference. We'll see you next time on Earthy Remedy.